have the most magnificent news.
Let me guess. You met a door-to-door salesman who can replace the one you just broke?
No, I just got back from that big studio audition I had, and it seems like such a gas. If I get it, I'll be starring as the host of my very own radio show.
A radio show? Well, honey, that's just fantastic. You know, it seems like everyone but the kitchen sink is getting one these days. Heck, even I had an audition yesterday for one of my very own.
A radio show?
No, a car commercial. Yes, a radio show.
Well, ain't that a coinkydink? If this all goes well, who knows? Maybe one day we'll even be competitors.
Oh, we'll see now, honey. We both have to actually book our roles first. In fact, I actually have a callback for mine on the 8th.
Well, ain't that a coinkydink and a half? So do I.
Really now? Well, say, what time is yours?
12:30. What time is yours?
12:30.
Huh. I guess we'll have to figure out the carpooling situation.
Honey, don't you realize what's happening?
No.
I believe our day of becoming competitors has arrived. Come on in, you two. We are so excited to get this started. How was the drive down? Quiet.
A little too quiet, if you ask me.
Right, well, as you both know, you two are our top finalists we're considering for hosting our brand new radio show. We're calling it... Well, we don't have a name for it yet, but we'll have one as soon as we pick someone to host it.
Which'll be me.
In my nightmares.
Mr. Producer, sir, just tell me what you're looking for, and I can guarantee I'll be the perfect fit.
Perfect fit? You can't even fit into your own shoes.
It is not my fault they do not carry pumps in an 8 1/4.
You two sure are funny. This isn't gonna be an issue for you two, is it?
Nope.
Wonderful. Now, which of you would like to get us started? Ladies first.
Oh, please. Age before beauty.
Well, if you insist. I'm waiting. Why don't we just start with you, Dylan? Come take a seat in front of our microphone. With pleasure, sir. So, tell me about yourself, Dylan. Gladly. Well, let's see. I studied acting in New York for about 4 years.
And still didn't learn a darn thing.
Aside from that, I'm renowned for my sultry low tones that have given me a reputation as something of a lady killer.
Stop, please. You're gonna kill me if you keep going on like that.
You know what? Why don't I just tell you a bit about Sabrina here instead? As you can see, she is a wonderful comedian. You'd honestly be lucky to have her. She's just fabulous, but boy, can she be quite the little diva.
Excuse me?
Oh, yeah, she's a real firebrand. Why, she makes Katharine Hepburn look like a proper princess.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Exactly what they asked for. You wanted to learn more about us, no?
Oh, I have just about had it. Scooch over. Move your big behind. Okay, come on. There you go. Okay. Dylan here's over embellishing. He is simply just frustrated that I would be a better fit for this because I starred in something that already has 50 million views.
Oh, what? And that makes you think you'd make a better host?
Well, if the shoe fits.
Which, as we already know, it doesn't.
And unlike him, I can actually carry quite a tune with my voice. Who needs a disc jockey when you got a golden canary right here?
I'd say she's a little less canary and a little more cuckoo. This is what we need. You two. This is the show. Yes. You know how they say 2 heads are better than 1? Well, here it's like 2 voices are better than 1. Huh?
Huh?
She's a little slow on the uptake. Honey, they want us both. We both get to do it.
Well, that's not fair. I could have had such a wonderful solo career.
She's fooling around. We would be honored to do our own radio show.
Oh, we would be. We could talk about voice acting tips.
And resources for folks just starting out.
Talk about our own experiences, what we've learned.
And where we hope to go next.
I mean, after all,
When it comes to voice acting,
we're always on the same page. Welcome to Two Voices, One Brand! Woo! My name is Sabrina Twyla.
And my name is Dylan Hernandez.
And we are voice actors! Yeah!
Yeah!
I do want to preface this for those who are in the know. This is a re-record because I accidentally deleted all the footage from the last time. Yay! Which was actually the second time we recorded. So this is the third time. Third time's the charm.
It was so good we had to do it 3 times.
Exactly. We are here because we want to help you guys out and also introduce you to our podcast, which, yeah, we tricked you into a podcast. You thought it was something else like a sitcom. No, it's a podcast.
You're stuck here with us now.
Yeah. But we wanted to start a podcast talking all about voice acting and helping you get started in the industry or in the indie sphere and stuff. A little bit about ourselves. My name is Sabrina Twyla, as I said before. You may know me from a short film called Don't Look Away, which went viral. Jacksepticeye reacted to it. It has like 50 million views on YouTube. And also as Cassidy Amber from Project Eden's Garden, where I am alongside this man right here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, my name is Dylan Hernandez. I am best known as Jean de la Mer in Project Eden's Garden alongside with Sabrina. And other than that, I am, not going to claim to be some big all-star voice actor here. I'm still,
We're
on the up and up. Semi-professional is what we like to say over here. But nonetheless, the two of us have been voice acting for, around like at least 5 years or so in the independent sphere. And we've managed to, book a decent amount of roles. We've also both been performers for most of our lives. And we had the idea sort of spurred on by a recent happening in the Project Eden's Garden community to start this podcast and open with a sort of like voice actor starter kit for folks who are voice acting curious, who are sort of looking at the opportunity and thinking, well, I'd like to do it, but I've never done it before and I don't know how to get started. We are here to help you out with that. And it is particularly a good time to get started for fans of Project Eden's Garden because, as you probably know, Mara is now on the list of characters in need of a voice.
Yay,
Mara auditions are open.
We got open auditions. Come and join us. Apply now. But apply after you listen to everything we're about to tell you because we want to help you guys get started. If you've never done it before, if you're already a voice actor, know how things work, go ahead and apply right now if you would like. But yes, so we do have auditions and they're open and I'm excited. Are you excited for them?
Oh my god, we've already been sending like initial auditions like back and forth to each other, be like, oh, this sounds so cool, blah blah blah, this and that. Which also, by the way, we should preface real quick. We, the voice actors, like the whole voice actor crew cast of Project Eden's Garden, are not involved in the casting. We do not have any active hand in like, who gets casted and who doesn't. So, don't think that we're playing favorites here. Don't think that we're trying to, rig the game in any way.
Yeah,
we are simply just excited.
But we're not
like,
judging you.
Exactly. We love to just like hear what people got in the auditions. We're so excited and just like, trying to parse together like, oh, who's our Mara gonna be? It's gonna be so fun to have them in the cast and everything. But we are not in the like war room making the decision on like, okay, who's it gonna be? So don't worry about any of that.
Yeah, we're just sneaking a peek at all of your auditions and talking about them because we're just excited for you guys.
We just love it, yeah.
We just love you guys and we love voice acting, which is why we started this podcast. We're going to be talking about all sorts of different things from like voice actor hot takes and how to get started with agencies and stuff in the future probably. I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. But today is just getting started as a voice actor right off the bat. Even if you're not auditioning for Mara, hopefully this is helpful for you just getting started in general with voice acting. You got to be able to use that voice if you want to get into voice acting.
Yeah, let's jump right in. The first thing you are going to need, as you may have guessed, is something to record your voice. You're going to need a base set of equipment here, starting with a microphone.
A microphone?
A microphone, as they say in the German language. There is a little list of sort of lower budget microphones that Sabrina has compiled and put in the description, I believe, which is a very helpful reference point for folks who are looking for some starting mics. The big piece of advice that I certainly have right off the bat for folks when they go shopping for microphones in the beginning is keep your budget very low. When you are first starting out with voice acting and you haven't really done it before, you are still sort of figuring out whether or not this is something that you really enjoy doing and that you want to continue to pursue. It would be a great shame if you put down about $1,500 on a really nice mic, only to find out, I actually don't like this that much, and now you're out that money. So
don't
start
spend
small.
a lot. Don't spend a lot, especially when you're just starting out.
Right, exactly. You can start practicing before you even have the equipment, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. I do want to mention I am an Amazon affiliate, so I will get a small percentage off of the links used below that are an Amazon link. There will be also a website for those who want to look at secondhand microphones and stuff that have already been lightly used. I have a link in the description from Consumer Tech Reviews, who I was watching his video on these different microphones, so that's kind of where I picked these from. You can go check it out yourself. So we have different price ranges starting from $0 to $30. Then we have about $60 to $80, and then we have for the professionals $350 to $1,000+ dollars. We do not recommend getting that one unless you have already been booking for a little bit with a cheaper microphone and you're ready to move up a little bit.
You're really just looking for something that is serviceable in terms of quality. The main, you're going to hear this a lot in the voice acting sphere, that your mic is really not necessarily as important as the space in which you record. You really want to ensure that you have a space to record in that is quiet, that's isolated. You don't want to have it right next to a ventilation for air conditioning, for example, or if you have pets, for example, you want to make sure that they are not in the room that you are recording in or in the space that you're recording in. There are certain, cheap options for soundproofing that you can look up on. I don't know did you list those in the description, Sabrina?
Yes, there's pop filters and room acoustic/foam paneling that you can use for treating your room.
Yeah, so we'll talk first what exactly a pop filter is. So a pop filter you've probably seen before on any videos that you may have seen of people recording in voice acting studios or in music studios or otherwise. This is a sort of piece of fabric attached to a gooseneck that is placed directly in front of the microphone, so it stands between the speaker's mouth and the microphone itself.
Some have fabric, some have metal. I recommend the fabric ones just because it usually keeps from plosives happening. Do you want to explain what a plosive is real quick?
They make sounds that will sort of spike your audio.
And sound icky in general.
Sort of
Oh my god!
You're going to get these, it doesn't sound good. It's going to create these big puffs of air in your audio, and the effect is going to be that the audio sounds quite unproduced, unprofessional. You want to try to avoid that. One way to avoid that is also just through good mic technique, right? Trying to speak into your mic a little bit off axis, particularly on those harder sounds, right? Not speaking with your mouth directly facing the mic at all times, but with it sort of off about 30 degrees, 45 degrees. But the pop filter is also going to help you a lot. So definitely secure one if you can. They're usually quite cheap.
Yeah, and also going back to microphones, we do want to mention there are multiple different types of microphones. There are XLR microphones and USB microphones. Usually an XLR microphone is going to be more expensive. An XLR is a specific microphone that you have to buy a separate little audio interface for that you plug it into, kind of like an amp for your guitar. And it'll make your audio sound a lot better. I don't know the exact difference between an XLR and a USB. In terms of how it gets sound, I know a USB microphone you just plug directly into your computer, but an XLR microphone you got to plug into the interface.
Yeah, from what I understand, and I'm also not the expert on acoustics here, so I'm not really sure what this means, but I do know that USB microphones create a direct digital signal. So when you speak into the microphone, your voice is converted directly into a digital signal that can be read by your computer through the USB port, right? Whereas with an XLR mic, it's an analog signal that's initially recorded and the audio interface, converts that into a digital signal that can be read by the computer. The result is that you generally have a more high fidelity sound from the XLR microphones, whereas like the digital is a little bit more crunchy, a little bit more compressed. But this is very much like audio snob stuff.
Yeah,
That's
we highly recommend.
Yeah.
Like, we had to do all the research ourselves to try and figure out this much and get this far. We are just the messengers.
Exactly. We are simply the messengers here. We are not the audio equipment experts. But at the end of the day, though, like what we kind of want to emphasize here is that the equipment is like, frankly, in my opinion, the least important thing early on. Like you want to just have equipment that is serviceable. That's really going to be much more of an issue for like more higher caliber projects that you are going to have to work your way up to, because you got to, cut your teeth first on these smaller indie gigs. So yeah, we've talked about like sort of the basics of what you need in terms of a microphone, pop filter, maybe an audio interface if you're running an analog. The last thing is a digital audio workstation, or a DAW, a DAW. Do you want to jump onto that real quick, Sabrina?
Yes, you have your microphone. You have an audio interface if you're doing an XLR. Again, I would recommend just starting with a USB or something, because it's usually a little bit easier just getting started.
I agree.
And then recording software, there's a free one that everyone can use. It's called Audacity. Whoa! I had the audacity to say Audacity.
Oh, keep your day job.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'm kidding.
So Audacity is a simple program that anyone can download straight from Google. It is perfectly usable for auditions, for recording of any projects that are indie related.
I think Audacity is it's really the best option for when you're first starting out, because it's very bare bones. It's very, it has everything that you need, There's no bells and whistles. It's very hard to get like lost in Audacity and not know what to do. You're not going to need like a lot of the more robust functions of, some of these higher end DAWs. I mean, honestly, really ever. Like, there are independent voice actors who are like very high caliber, like names that you would know who still record in Audacity.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, we're not audio engineers, right? We're voice actors.
Yeah, we're doing the best. It is like part audio engineering, but it's the bare minimum. Like, you're learning how to make your audio sound decent enough that you could send it away to an actual audio engineer who will finesse it. It basically works by recording a WAV file of your voice, and then you can save it and then send it off wherever you need. There's a lot of editing software inside these different recording programs that you can use to finesse or fine-tune it however you like. But Audacity is a free one for you. I would recommend, if you have a USB microphone that isn't quite clean enough. I had to use Voicemeeter when I had my Blue Yeti microphone, and that's how I got cast for my first job, which was Cassidy. So it is perfectly fine to have simple equipment and booking a role. Another program you can use is Ableton Live 11 Lite, which is a free program that can sometimes come in a bundle with whatever microphone that you buy. I use it for my auditions and stuff, and you use another program.
Yes, I am a prisoner of Pro Tools first. So I do not recommend the DAW that I use at all. I use a sort of like trial, or not a trial, like a watered down free version of Pro Tools that has been discontinued, called Pro Tools First. Pro Tools is like, from what I understand, it's sort of like industry standard, at least like for recording musicians, I believe. I'm not sure if it's like the same for like industry VA, or voiceover rather, I should say. I don't know for sure, but the bottom line is like Pro Tools is very robust, like to a fault. It's got a lot of bells and whistles. It is a bit overwhelming, and the problem is I have just sort of like used it since the beginning because it was bundled with the audio interface that I bought. So I'm kind of just like, I'm sort of beholden to it at this point. I do not recommend Pro Tools. It's also quite expensive.
And also, wasn't your version... Wait, did you just say it was discontinued? I blacked out for a second.
Yes. Yeah. It's
sorry.
been the free version was discontinued. It was bundled again with like it was like free with my audio interface, so it wasn't really free. Yeah, Pro Tools maybe not when you're first starting out.
And especially don't use this next one when you're just starting out. But Reaper is another recording program that a lot of industry talents use. We know that our great friend Dakota Farnsworth, our Crunchyroll VA, he uses Reaper, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Which is a great program from what I understand, and I need to learn it immediately so that I can get the hell away from Pro Tools.
But yeah, definitely whatever program you choose, make sure you do the research on your own. We are just telling you, like, you need a recording software.
Yeah. Fiddle around with it. Like, you're not going to know how to use it right off the bat, but it will behoove you to stick with something that's a little bit simpler in the beginning and, start small. The same deal with the microphone and everything else.
Yeah, don't just,
and,
whatever
as
you
time
do,
goes on,
don't break the bank. Like, just starting out,
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
break the bank.
I would say, like, don't pay for your DAW at all. Like, if you,
go
I would
free.
say just go with something free. Audacity is great, and I'm sure there's other options that are like, there's I'm pretty sure there's like a trial version of Reaper that you can do.
Oh, is
I'm not
there?
sure. I think there might be.
Yes, there is a fully functional 60-day trial for Reaper. So you could
There you
get
go.
in your Mara audition if you wanted to test out Reaper. But then after the 60 days, you'll probably have to pay for it. Just so you guys know, most programs or any kind of software that you buy is probably going to be like, oh, it's a free trial, but you have to give us your credit card information. So when you inevitably forget in 60 days, we can charge you. So just make sure you set a reminder, because I've done this before. Set a reminder saying, like, cancel this and get rid of the trial before the days are up.
We have all fallen victim to this scam of the, trial software game.
Trial? Did you say trial? Execution? What?
We've got Eden's Garden on the brain. We're just thinking about the Mara auditions, guys.
I'm
We're so excited
for them. But yes,
So we gotta move on to our next point on the agenda.
Yeah, we've gotten our microphone. We've gotten our audio room treatment. We have our recording software. But where do we find auditions? Because I know that, like, I could pay to go find auditions, but I don't want to do that because I'm broke.
That is a valid point, and I will say right off the bat that there are options for, like, kind of what I would call pay to play. There are casting websites where you can pay for a membership, and they promise you great opportunities for paying for them. No, do not use those. I mean, I still don't use those. I don't, like, some people maybe do who have been working for a while. I do not recommend them. I don't think they are. I think they're kind of a scam.
No, I was about to say the same thing. I was about to say, I think they're kind of scammy.
They're pretty much a scam. Like, it's like any project that is going to be, like, worth your time for auditioning for is not going to, like, it's either going to have an open call or a closed call.
There's a difference. An
There is a
open call
difference.
is public. A closed call is private.
Yes, a closed call is limited to, like, a select roster of voice actors. They are usually contacted, like, privately or through an agency. We don't got to worry about that because what we are concerned with is open calls. These are casting calls that are available to anybody who wants to audition, like you. And
Now,
one of the
real
best
quick,
places.
what is a casting
Oh yeah,
call?
what is a casting call? That's a great question. So, for the uninitiated, when a project is in need of voice actors or actors of any sort, let's say we're making a video game here and we want to have our characters say stuff. Where do they find the voice actors for this? Well, we've already talked about closed calls, that's one option. But in the case of an open call, somebody might post some information somewhere on a social media website, a website that we're about to talk a bit more about called Casting Call Club.
That's where we're having Mara auditions.
That's where the Mara auditions are.
Whoa! Casting Call Club? What's that?
Whoa.
It is a website.
It's in the name.
It's in the name. It is a website that is just all open casting calls for free. You don't have to spend money on it. That's awesome. First of all, a casting call is basically an open audition. If you don't know what an audition is, it's like when you try out for a play. That's what an audition is. You get up in front of someone, you read the lines, and if you're the perfect fit, they'll pick you to play the role on stage or whatever you're doing. Is one that you can go to. It is not castingcallclub.com. It is castingcall.club. You can create an account and then edit your little bio to have all of your descriptions and profile picture, whatever you want it to be like. And then you can publicly audition for different projects.
Wow.
Wow! And
That's
some of them
crazy.
are going to be like Minecraft fan videos or dubs, like comic dubs. There are plenty of different kinds of projects that you can audition for, but some of them are going to be really, really cool original projects. Kind of like Project Eden's Garden, which is our really big indie game that we're having the auditions for. You can immediately click on the link below and start auditioning for that. Now you know where it is. You have your microphone. You have everything. You can just straight up send your audition there.
It's really, like, it's probably the best place, in my opinion, to start out. Like, pick a fandom that you're, like, really interested in, right? Like, maybe you're really into Attack on Titan, for example. I don't know. There might be people, who are doing, like, oh, we want to do, like, a fan dub of, this scene from, like, season 2, or we want to do a fan dub of, like, this part of the manga or whatever, So there's something there that's just like fun for you to do. Follow the fun.
Another place that you can find an open casting call is Discord. You can make a Discord account and join a specific server called VAC. Do you want to explain what VAC is?
Yes, VAC is the Voice Actor Club or Voice Acting Club, one or the other, whatever. Details don't matter here. Voice Acting Club. Thank you. This is a Discord server that is led by the incredible Kira Buckland, who you may know is the voice of. Ooh, I don't know my way around JoJo very well, but she's one of the JoJos.
She's all over the place. You know Kira Buckland. You've heard her name.
Yeah, and she's, a very prolific voice actor from, I know that JoJo is sort of like her best known role, I believe. In any case, she's great, phenomenal voice actor. And started Voice Acting Club as a sort of resource for indie voice actors on the internet. And it is a great place to look for open casting calls. There are plenty of people with, their own independent projects and animations and video games who will post open casting calls there
some
for
are paid,
indie voice actors.
Some are unpaid. You can
Yes.
choose which ones you want to audition for. We always recommend going for unpaid first, just to get your resume a little bit built and get that practice in. And then you can start auditioning for the paid stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can audition for the paid stuff right off the bat if you want. It's just that the competition is going to be a little bit stiffer. But yeah, I guess what we're saying is like, don't think that it's not worth your time to audition for unpaid projects. It absolutely is. You need to cut your teeth a little bit, and like at the end of the day, like we're doing this for fun, right? So audition for stuff that's fun to you. BAC is great, not just because of the casting calls that they have available to you, but there's also a lot of great resources exactly for learning and for list recommendations for equipment. If you get to book any sort of paid roles, they have a great guide for rates, for pay rates that you can list. Yeah,
a whole like a guild.
Treasure trove of resources. Yeah.
It's like a place where all voice actors can congregate, where you're indie or industry. All of us are in there.
We're all there. We're all, say hi if you see
all the cool kids are in VAC.
All the cool kids in the Voice Actor Club. We only allow cool kids in the cool Voice Actor Club. Now, there is one more not so cool club that we unfortunately have to mention here. Do you want to wrap us up here, Sabrina?
Yes.
With our final website.
There is one more place you can find open auditions. And unfortunately, some of the best projects are going to be found here. There is a special hashtag called Casting Call on a certain little website we all know and hate called Twitter. Yay! Well, it's like a cesspool for a lot of stuff. But Twitter is definitely a good resource to use whenever you're looking for open auditions. A lot of people will post whatever they're auditioning for in the hashtag casting call tab. And they'll usually post like a Google document below it that has all of the information on how to apply for it. Which can kind of lead into our next point too. I just realized.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that Google Doc, that Sabrina mentioned, this theoretical Google Doc that you'll find in a lot of casting calls, you are going to find a list of instructions for how to submit your audition. We're getting into audition protocol here, right? Best practices for when you audition. At the very top of that list is please read everything in the instructions. Read any of the guidelines that the directors have laid out for you. Yes.
We will. Okay, first of all, I want to say this now because we are currently recording this after Mara auditions opened. We've already been seeing a bunch of Mara auditions that are not following the rules stated for the audition. So make sure you're reading absolutely everything and trying to match everything as perfectly as possible. Otherwise, you could be disqualified if you don't follow the rules.
Right. It's really just not a good look. Like what it communicates when somebody is asked, like, hey, please read these 3 lines and only submit those 3 lines. And they instead submit a demo reel that is maybe very impressive, but like is not at all related to what was asked of them. It comes across like they just don't really care that much about your project. And they sort of just, threw their demo reel out there lazily as a like casting a big fishing net,
Yeah.
It's a little bit unattractive to directors when somebody has that attitude of like, whatever, I don't really care about what you're doing, but I'm just going to show off myself to you because I think I'm all that great.
Yeah,
So
we want to see the work put into it that you are trying to be as professional as we are all trying to be, like in terms of being a team.
100%.
Because while a lot of indie projects are, or how do I explain this? While a lot of indie projects are indie, of course, independent and very small teams, they try to act as professional as industry projects, which real quick difference between indie and industry. Industry work is pretty much like Disney, Nickelodeon, all the big stuff, and independent is usually just like people putting random stuff out there on their own. Glitch is technically an independent animation studio.
Mm-hmm. It's like similar if you're in the gaming sphere at all, it's a similar situation, right? Where it's like, it's not necessarily like budget and resources that define whether or not something is indie. It's more so whether or not they are beholden to a large studio with its own like shareholders and this and that, all that boring stuff. But yeah, the most likely like 99 times out of 100 when you're first starting out, you're only going to be concerned with the indie sphere. So but the industry sort of stuff is it's a good place to look for inspiration. There's a lot of obviously your favorite voice actors from your favorite childhood cartoons and such.
Which is really cool because a lot of industry voice actors are moving to indie work because that's where the most creative and fun stuff is. Think of it actually like independent projects, indie sphere. The reason why it's so beloved is because it is so creative, and industry stuff is just like so sanitized, I guess, because of those shareholders and people in charge trying to make it as appealing as broadly as possible or whatever. Whereas indie people are usually just like, we want to make a good story and we're going to tell it our way.
Right. There's a lot of red tape in the industry, but like, we could go on. That's a whole other video. But for the time being,
follow the rules.
Follow the rules. Read, make sure you read all of the guidelines with regard to like formatting, right? Naming the files that you're going to submit, what bitrate that they want you to export in. And, don't worry if that doesn't make sense to you right now. You'll figure it out over time.
And what different types of formatting, I guess, the AAA, BBB, CCC.
Yes, the formatting of the lines that you submit.
We're going to talk about that real quick, though, because I know that's something a lot of people are going to be confused about. If you ever come across an audition that says we would like it in AABBCC format, that means that they want you to record your takes back to back. So say you have a line that says hi, another line that says hello, and a third line that says goodbye. The AABBCC format is going to be hi, hi, like your two highs back to back. BB will be the hello, hello, back to back. CC will be goodbye, goodbye. So your two takes are just going to be back to back to back. ABC format, which is my personal favorite, is where you're going to say the lines all in a row. Hi, hello, goodbye. Hi, hello, goodbye. You're going to be doing it in that kind of order. Don't get too confused. It is something you learn over time with the AABBCC types of formats or whatever.
Yeah. The main thing is this, that like you want to communicate, like the reason that we emphasize so much like following the rules, right, is like going back to what we said before. You want to communicate to the directors that you are someone who takes direction well, right? Somebody who is, concerned with the details and is concerned with organization and making sure that you're, a team player, making sure that you're not
as
confusing things.
Possible.
Yes, not confusing things for the directors and giving them more work that is unnecessary. So, yeah, that's the main reason that we're like stressing this so much.
Read the rules. You want to be professional. You want to be the one that's picked. If you act professional and stay humble and just be nice in general, you are going to make a good impression and people will remember you because they'll be like, this person followed the rules. They got their stuff in on time before the deadline of the audition, which, by the way, make sure that you are always sending your auditions before the deadline. Sometimes deadlines get cut early, so as soon as you see an audition, you should probably audition for it.
Strike while the iron is hot, as they say.
Yeah, I've missed many an audition because I was like, oh, it got closed early.
It's like every week. Sabrina is like often the one telling me like, you missed this audition, D, you didn't send it. I'm like, oh, dang it.
Yeah, I send everybody auditions. I'm like, here you go. I think you'd be a great fit for that. Which also, again, if you're nice and you prove your talent in the industry or even in the indie sphere, people are going to send auditions your way or send your name to other people because it is a lot of like networking too. So just like be nice, be confident in yourself, be humble. Don't expect to get cast at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you could be doing all of this, you could be doing everything right, and you're still going to face rejection quite a lot in the beginning. Well, really, all the time.
All the time. We're still getting rejected to this day.
Yeah. I mean, like, professional voice actors will say it themselves. They're like, people have this idea that, like, they have a constant flow of work at all times, and maybe that's the case for like some voice actors, but the reality is even industry voice actors are like, they have dry spells. They have times where they don't work for months or maybe even years at a time. It's just the reality of the game. You know, you're going to get rejected a lot, and it is not a reflection on your character. It is not a reflection on, I mean, maybe it's a reflection on your character. Most likely it's not.
It's probably not, though.
Probably not. Most likely it's not a reflection on your character, like how good you are as an actor. It's simply just, you have to consider, you might be auditioning for something that like 900 other people are auditioning for. The odds of you getting cast simply from like a probability standpoint are very, very low. So by that same token, take pride in the things that you do book.
Yes, and also take pride in your audition itself, because that is your moment to shine, where you're saying, this is me putting my take, my life into this character at this one moment, and then you just leave it. Just leave it there. As soon as you send it off, forget about it. That's what we talk about. Send and forget. That's one of my favorite things about voice acting, because, again, we can say, like, send and forget, but we still get attached, and that's... it takes a lot of work to not get attached.
Yeah, there's like a lot of emotional regulation that you gotta do as a voice actor. And like I've said this in like our previous takes here. I feel like we could do a whole episode on handling rejection and like emotional regulation as a voice actor.
Yeah.
Hopefully we will in the future.
And also in general, don't expect like any rejection, like messages or anything. As soon as you send it out, just ignore it. If it comes your way where it's like, oh, we want to hire you, then it's like, cool, random. I get to do another role. But if you never hear back, then just move on. You gotta keep
most of the time
life.
You are not going to hear back, right? Like the reality is, once again, like let's go back to my scenario that I was talking about of like 900 people audition for this role. You really like consider the time that it's going to take to compile all of those email addresses and to send out this mass email to 899 people. Sorry you didn't get the role. As opposed to, you know what I mean? Like most of the time you are not going to get notified if you didn't get the role.
Yeah.
That is normal. That is okay. Please, please, please do not go pestering directors about like, hey, did I get the role? Hey, did I get the role?
Yeah,
it will only come back to bite you in the butt.
As soon as you send your audition, literally move on. You are dead. This project is dead to you unless it comes back to you. Or it comes out. Literally just move on.
Unless it revives itself from the dead.
Yeah, because again, you just want to be really professional about this. If you don't show any kind of professionality or punctuality, you are not going to look good. That's just the bottom line.
You know, you want to put your best foot forward. You want to present yourself as somebody who is, you know, easy to work with, somebody who takes direction, somebody who's just nice, you know, somebody who's just like fun to be around.
And in the best case scenario that you like do get cast, just be like careful about time management and making sure that you are getting all your lines in before said deadline, where it's like, if this is due January 17th, make sure you have everything recorded and edited and sent before January 17th. Punctuality. We're telling you. It'll save your life.
Show, you know, in the showbiz, time is money. You know, time is money in many places. But the point that I'm making here is that in whether it be in like theater, voice acting, TV, movies, anything, they place a big emphasis on time. Something that like an old theater teacher of mine told me that I always say is, if you're early, you're on time, and if you're on time, you're late, and if you're late, you're fired. So that's a good rule of thumb when it comes to time management and punctuality. But that's all of the formal, red tape, boring stuff. Let's get to the fun stuff, Sabrina. Let's get to the fun voice acting.
Exactly.
Stuff.
Okay, so you have your microphone, you have your soundproofing, you have your recording software, you know where to get your auditions, you know how to be professional with sending off your auditions, but sometimes you need a little bit of help like creating your character for the auditions, right? I know I certainly do.
Right.
But I know I certainly do sometimes. But I do want to mention, like, when you're auditioning, don't just like do an impression. Make sure that you are creating something that fits you and you are bringing life into it. Anyone could do a Patrick Warburton impression. Anybody could do, well, not anyone, but not anyone could do a perfect impression.
All right, no, I'm not going to do my bad Patrick Warburton impression. But we're getting at a principle here that I will just repeat to no end until the day that I die. When we talk about voice acting, like, I think it's very beneficial to think of it as like lowercase v voice, capital A acting. A lot of people come into voice acting with this idea of like, oh, or rather they look at voice acting, they're like, oh, I'd love to do it. It'd be so much fun, but like, I don't think I have a good voice for it. I can't do good impressions.
Voice? You can do it.
Exactly. At the end of the day, like, please don't concern yourself primarily with having like an idiosyncratic voice, like something that's very distinct and very unique. You have to consider that there's roles for every kind of voice type imaginable. And the ones that book most consistently are not the ones that can do like a Donald Duck impression, right? It's the ones that are good actors that really have strong acting chops.
Or they just have like a really insane range where they can go super high, super low, but they bring that life and authenticity to it.
Exactly. Like I was gonna say, that range, like what we call range in acting, is really just like good acting chops, like having a potent imagination, having a really strong inner emotional life. These are the things to cultivate, much more so than like, oh man, I gotta study up on my B-list celebrity impressions. Like, no,
I gotta go super low for this one.
Super high for this one.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like, if you're a good impressionist, it doesn't hurt you by any means. There's going to be like roles where
they ask for it, yeah.
Yeah, they ask for somebody who can do a good impression of this or that person, or the role may be like sort of inspired by like, oh, we want this guy to be kind of like Christopher Walken mixed with like, I don't know, somebody else. And that can be, helpful to you. But I want to say like, don't use that as a crutch, right?
Yeah,
really
use it as
focus
inspiration.
Exactly. Use it as inspiration. I would say focus much more on cultivating your own, sense of play, your own imagination. These are the things that really help your acting.
Mm-hmm. We talked about this in one of the past recordings, which I lost. I'm sorry. But we talked about how it is a lot of playing. You are creating a character in your head, playing as that character, bringing that life to it. Imagine like when you were a kid and you were running around the playground playing a superhero or a spy or a magical wizard. All of these characters would be different types of voices that you would be putting on. You were just bringing that to life.
Yeah, that's like what it is. Like, this is what I always tell people at the end of the day is like, acting for me, like, it's this really cool thing where we've tricked people into paying us for like playing pretend in the backyard.
Yeah.
That's how I got into. That's literally what drew me to like performance in the first place. I was a kid with an overactive imagination, and I found out that like people put this on a stage for other people to watch, and the rest is history. Tap into that like inner childhood sense of wonder and play and imagination, and those are the things that are going to fuel your acting. Much more so than like I need to emulate somebody else who has already done it before. At the end of the day, you're just going to get a cheap imitation, right?
Mm-hmm. That's why I always like when auditions give you multiple different characters, because they're usually, or not multiple different characters, but different character voices as inspiration for their character. Because sometimes you're going to get like a weird mix of characters where it's like, we want the pitch of this, but the raspiness or like the sadness of this kind of character. And you literally just have to research those two characters and pick and choose what you want to put into your audition and make your own character. It's like Frankensteining together a voice.
I like that, Frankensteining things together. It's really like a big... it's really like the truth. You call upon your inspirations, call upon like the animations and video games that you loved as a kid and like the voice acting that you loved there, and like just the imaginary worlds that really stimulate your own creativity and imagination. I realize like I'm also talking very abstract here. I'm like, sense of play and inner imagination, inner emotional life, blah, blah, blah. These are all sort of like gooey words that don't necessarily mean anything.
They mean a lot. What are you talking about?
Well, I guess like what I want to say here is this is stuff that like we'll definitely be talking about like as we go forward with the podcast, and there's other great resources for like improving your acting chops. But like the bottom line and like the reason that we opened with like, here's where you find the casting calls, practice. Practice makes perfect. Yes. You're just gonna get better by doing it. So do it. Go.
And it doesn't even have to be voice acting. Like audition for plays, audition for community speeches or whatever. As long as you are using your voice, exactly, debate club. As long as you are using your voice and speaking your truth, you are getting practice in, especially when you're doing it publicly, because then you're going to feel even more confident when you're sending out an audition. Like, I don't know who these people are, but I want to send you my fully confident audition.
And like confidence is key. Like even if you feel like you have no idea what you're doing, you got to pretend that you do because that is the only way forward. Fake it till you make it, as the saying goes. There's a great little anecdote with regard to just like sticking to your guns and sticking to what you feel most confident in that we have told 3 times now, but we got to tell it again.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sabrina, you got to pretend that you've never heard this before.
What are you talking about? I've never heard this.
Yeah, we're saying this for the first time.
I don't even know that you're going to talk about D. Bradley Baker. I don't even know that.
Who's that? I've never heard of him before. So there's a great little anecdote, just sort of on the topic of like confidence and putting your best foot forward in your auditions. And rather than trying to just appease what we think the casting directors want, more so just sticking with like, okay, this is what stimulates my imagination, and I'm going to go ahead with it, or like what I just know I can do best. So there is a very, very famous prolific voice actor named D. Bradley Baker, whom you probably know.
No, I've never heard of that before. Not even 3 times.
Not even 3 times. Sabrina certainly has no idea who this guy is. Should watch. I'm going to blow her mind right now.
Oh, God. What is it?
D. Bradley Baker, probably most well known for being the voices of Appa and Momo in Avatar: The Last Airbender. He does like creature noises for everything under the sun, Halo, a bunch of other video games, and like.
Wait, he does Halo too?
I'm pretty sure he's in Halo. Yeah, he's like I think he's like the Flood.
Oh, I love the Flood. Okay, continue.
Yeah, he's in SpongeBob. He's in everything. Phenomenal voice actor. And he is also the voice of Klaus the fish in American Dad.
What?
Yeah.
What are you talking
It's crazy.
about? I've never heard of this before, and I wasn't shocked the first time I heard it. What?
Sabrina's mind is blown right now. You guys can't see it, but it's just brain all over the walls.
Yeah, the first time he told me that, I freaked out, and we had it recorded, and I lost that recording, so I'm sorry. But continue.
But yeah, there's a great story of how he landed that role. So that role for Klaus the fish was it was supposed to be named Pierre or something. It was supposed to have a different name, and the fish was supposed to be French. They, when they sent out the casting call, they specifically said, we want this fish to have a French accent. D. Bradley Baker got the casting call, and he looked at it and he said, well, listen, I cannot do a good French accent. I know that. I'm very bad at French accents. If I try to do it, it's just going to be like a crappy imitation of, a French accent. It is not going to be good. But I speak German. I have a phenomenal German accent. I know that that's something that's right in my wheelhouse. I can do it very well. So I'm going to send you guys my take on this character with the German accent. And you can, if you like it, great. If you don't, just throw it in the trash, whatever. But I'm just going to put my best foot forward here. And, lo and behold, we all know what happens, right? So they adjusted the character based on D. Bradley Baker's audition. They loved it so much. It's a great example of sticking to your guns in voice acting, sticking to what is most true to you and what is in your I don't want people to exactly. I don't want people to think that this means know your range and stay within it. No, not necessarily. Push yourself beyond what you think you can do. You'll surprise yourself. But at the same time, when you audition for things, you're not looking so much to just appease the casting director at every turn. You're also looking to just showcase you. It's the you show, right? Mm-hmm. Here's what I do. Here's what I do best. And you're either going to love it or you're not.
And they loved it for him.
Yeah.
But also, he's a rare case where it's he's already D. Bradley Baker when he auditioned
He's
for
also
that.
D. Bradley Baker.
So he's
very
allowed
important
to do that.
Exactly.
So don't take that as I'm just going to completely disregard the audition. No. Follow the guidelines, follow the same lines, do whatever they ask for. Just know your limits and be okay. You can also play it by ear per audition. It's a case-by-case scenario because sometimes you'll have auditions that don't have a lot of information and you kind of just have to wing it a little bit and be this is as professional as I can make it, but I don't know what you're asking for because there's not a whole lot of information. And then sometimes it's to a T, this is what you need to do. So you can kind of just gauge it by reading and playing by ear.
Yeah. Use your best judgment. We trust you, mostly.
Mostly.
Confidence is key. We've gone over sort of all the main things of get all your stuff together. Start going out there, audition for as much as you can. Put yourself out in performing spaces outside of voice acting, right? To just continue cutting your teeth and just getting that experience. Put your best foot forward. It's the you show. Have fun. That's the last thing I want to do.
You have to have fun.
The last thing I want to
audition.
Emphasize here. What's the point if you're not doing that?
Yeah, if you don't have fun with your audition, why are you doing voice acting? Or why do you want to get into voice acting? You want to get into voice acting because it's fun.
Exactly.
Now we can talk about random stuff because I'm so sorry.
With that, yes.
Sorry.
Sabrina keeps apologizing to me, and it's so funny because she thinks that I don't love that I get to record this with her again for the third time.
Know, I just feel so really bad because what I'm really upset about, now that we're just talking candidly about random stuff, this is mostly what the podcast is going to be, should I not delete any more footage. I promise I will not do that anymore. We just had such a perfect take the last take where it was so professional. Everything was like chill and like it was great. And then we got to just talk for like an hour and a half of us just being weird, talking about how much we love voice acting and random stuff. And I lost all that. And I think the reason why I'm so upset is because I lost those memories that we had, and now it's only between us.
Aw.
And I really wanted to share it with people.
Don't go getting sappy and cute on me. I'm you know,
sorry.
the last thing anyone wants to hear here is me crying over the microphone. But no, but I just want to say right off the bat, I think we did pretty okay with the
retake, yeah.
with the retake here so far. You know, forgive us guys that were like, the two of us are very scatterbrained personalities. I think it's why.
That's where the name came from. Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
We talked about it in the first recording, but the name came from us just being like, we have the same train of thought.
Yeah,
Two
we're
voices, one
very
brain.
just like weirdly in sync with a lot of our, whether it be like opinions on voice acting or whether it just be like, I don't know, the strange like stims that fascinate us in one way or another. Like we have the same like scatterbrained like, you know, brain of like a 6-year-old child. But
Well, I got the voice to match, so.
yeah, I've, you know, managed to trick everybody so far. For us, like, we just, you know, we get onto these ramblings where we just think, hey, you know what? This would just be fun to put into like a little podcast environment, let people sit in on our wild trains of thought that just go from, you know, every single topic under the sun.
Yeah, and thank you, first of all, for, like, bearing with us again. Like, this is going to be a very scuffed re-record of TVOB. Going forward, we promise to get it all in one take. This is the third time we've had to record this, and I am so sorry if things get jumbled or if we've said something multiple times. It'll get better. I will make sure I edit around any inconsistencies to keep it as strict and straightforward as possible.
Yeah, so we're here and we're making the best of it, and you know, we hope that you guys just enjoy the two of us just being a bunch of goofballs. Yeah, I think the last few times we recorded, we got into just like these discussions of like how we kind of got into voice acting and like what we love about it, and yeah, do you want to like talk about that a little bit? What is your driving force, your driving motivation in voice acting, Sabrina?
Well, that's kind of a different question than how we got into it. My driving force in voice acting is like, I want to someday get into like a Cartoon Network show. Well, I know it's like Adult Swim now and Cartoon Network's kind of dead, but I want to get into like a mainstream kind of show. That's like my goal and what drives me right now. Which is why I'm working so hard towards like getting an agency or an agent. I'm looking at CESD, which is really exciting. I think I can do it. I have a couple more things or a couple more projects I have to wait on and then put them in my visual reel, and then I think I can apply and I'll be a good candidate.
I think I can.
Yeah, exactly. But as for like what got me into voice acting, I think I talked about it one of our recordings where I was saying it was a place where I saw high-pitched girls could be. I was like, oh, there's characters like Pinkie Pie, and because I kept getting compared to Pinkie Pie for sure, and it also helped that I was wearing a lot of pink and was very happy-go-lucky, and as soon as I saw her, I was like, yeah, that's me, and I say okie dokie Loki as well, so like that's me. So characters like Pinkie Pie, Draculaura, Debbie Derryberry's work as Draculaura, Kristen Chenoweth as Rosetta, all these high-pitched girlies. I was like, oh, there's a place where I can use my voice that I got bullied for my whole life. But yeah, and then there was like not one time, there were multiple times where I'd be at a restaurant and they'd be like, oh, are you a voice actor? And I'd go, nope. And then that's kind of what sparked the idea 5 years ago where I was like, I should get into voice acting, I guess.
And then it wasn't 5 years later, it was like 3 or 4 years later. You went back to one of those restaurants and you were able to tell them, actually, yes, I am.
Oh, actually, no, but yes. I went to another restaurant and had that happen, and then I was like, I am actually a voice actor this time.
Yeah. Oh, like it was one that you had been to before, and you came back and you're like, actually.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So it was really cool. It's kind of like a full circle moment once you start doing it, and if you make it this far, you're like, oh wow. I'm doing better than I thought I was.
It's a blessing.
Mm-hmm. But what about you? Because you touched on it a little bit.
Yes, I talked a little bit before about how like I've both of us have been like performing pretty much all of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
We've both been doing like, whether it be theater or choir or whatever it might be. I've been doing that for a very long time. Yeah. So I've always had that love for acting. And, I was like a very shy kid. I was very quiet, but like this was weirdly just a way for me to express myself, I guess. So it seems a bit contradictory somehow, but for me it just makes perfect sense. And
well, you were even shy like when you first joined the server. You were pretty shy when we first met.
I'm an introverted guy. What can I say?
But look at you now. You're so like
look at me now.
Semi-extroverted.
Don't go trying to butter me up here, Sabrina.
No, I'm just saying I'm proud of you. Like you're doing good.
I'm kidding. Thank you. There's nothing wrong with being introverted, everybody, by the way.
No, of course. We love all types of ENFPs, INTJs, whatever.
That's another thing I also want to emphasize for like people who are, voice acting curious, who are like, oh, but I'm too introverted, I'm too like shy or whatever. I understand obviously that it's nerve-wracking for a lot of folks who like, might have social anxiety or whatever it may be. But what I'm saying is like don't think of it as like something that prevents you altogether from getting into it, because I can tell you, like, I've grown up with social anxiety. I, still fight it every single day. And, this is my favorite thing. This is like what brings me the most joy in life, is doing voice acting. So it is not like something that boxes you out. In fact, like it can be a way to, help you
blossom.
Yeah, like kind of deal with it more and like, overcome it in small ways, and just to put that out there for the folks.
Well, also like look at Jaden Animations. If you guys know Jaden Animations on YouTube, she was super shy when she first started, and now she's like pretty extroverted, I would say.
Yeah, at least in terms of like, I mean, maybe like, and I'm kind of speaking from myself here as well. I would not consider myself to be like an extrovert now, but I am like certainly confident. Someone. Yeah, I've earned a lot more confidence. I've become a lot better at like putting myself in situations that before would like scare the crap out of me. I feel like I'm more equipped to handle those situations that would have intimidated me before. Whereas like now I'm like, okay, I can make a fool of myself to complete strangers doing some silly voice for an audition. And it'll all be okay. It's sort of a phenomenon too of like creative spheres. I feel like a lot of creative people do tend to be introverted, so don't think that it bars you. But I'm getting off topic here.
No, that is the topic. The topic is off topic.
The topic is off topic. We are on the off topic section.
Yeah.
So I studied acting, and I was kind of in the, on this trajectory where I have really just done theater all my life, and I was thinking, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to like become a theater actor, and that's just going to be my job, I guess. I don't know.
Did you ever want to like go to Broadway, or did you just want to do local productions?
I was interested in like off-Broadway stuff. You know me, I'm not like a big musical theater guy.
Yeah. But Broadway doesn't have to mean like big Broadway musical.
That's true. And I was like, that stuff like that would be very cool. But I think like my philosophy has always been like, I don't necessarily care about like hitting the big time, becoming some big, high-profile actor. Yeah, for me, it's like, as long as I can continue to do this thing that brings me, like, the most joy in my life, and, like, also, like, put bread on the table, that's all I need,
Real quick, that's another thing, is like, don't go into voice acting thinking, I'm gonna do voice acting full time and I'll be great. It takes a lot of time.
Oh my god, yeah, no.
It takes a lot of time before you get there, and even so, you still have to find other sources of income usually.
Yeah, do not go into this for the money, please. We are begging you.
Yeah, go into
because
it
is not like a high paid consistent job. Some gigs might pay a lot of money, but the point is that like the odds of you booking consistently high paying gigs that will like pay all of your bills, very, very low. Very, very low. We're doing this for the love of it.
But even like I know a lot of Crunchyroll voice actors and stuff that are struggling, and it's like they're with Crunchyroll, but they're trying to get the same roles as other Crunchyroll people, so it takes a lot of time. Yeah,
there's like, goes back to what I was saying before. Like, there's really high profile voice actors who like do not book for long periods of time simply because like it's just how it goes. Like it's a hard game to keep your head afloat in. So be prepared for a little bit of struggle. What we're trying to get people set up for here is like just
bare minimum
independent
starting.
Voice acting. Yeah, like on the side. If you work, please keep your day job. if you go to school, continue to put plenty of effort into your studies and let this be something that you do in the evenings or on the weekends for fun.
Just make sure you're doing the research and financial research as well to make sure it
Yeah.
is best for you and your situation for whatever you decide to do.
When the
Is
time
there
comes.
anything else you wanted to talk about before we start wrapping up? Because I know we've recorded this so many times, so it's like we feel like we've already said everything on the subject.
I know. Don't worry. That sigh was just me, focusing for a minute. Like, let me think. Was there anything I left out here? I'm just happy that we're doing it, Sabrina. I'm just happy that we're finally doing it.
Me too. Again.
Again.
I will not stop poking at that because it is the stupidest thing I could have ever done. I was exhausted and tired. Okay, side tangent from me. If you are exhausted and tired and already low on sleep and you are trying to push through something, make sure you just save. Don't export anything just yet. Just save and take a sleep or a nap or something and come back the next day after you're rested, fully level-headed because when you're not in the right headspace, a lot of stuff can go wrong.
That's certainly good advice to heed for when you're cutting up auditions and stuff.
Yeah, and never delete from your recycle bin, I swear to God. Never do it.
Oh man.
Trust me, never ever ever do it, please.
Listen, we've got a usable take here, and I had fun. I hope you had fun. I'm hoping that everybody listening had fun.
I had fun, even though I cried in a little bit of it.
Laughter and tears. That's what we're here to do. We're here for the emotional drama of it all.
Yeah, the main reason I really wanted to re-record it today specifically is because I wanted to get this video out as soon as we could for everyone who are doing Mara auditions. Again, please make sure you're reading all of the stuff. We can actually talk a little bit real quick about what they want from Mara auditions before we wrap up.
Oh, yeah.
They are specifically looking for someone with a deadpan authority, aloof verbiage, straight to the point, and a low-toned grovel or gravel. I think they meant to say gravel, like a rasp.
I think they meant gravel. They said grovel. I don't think that's the right word, but
yeah,
it's okay.
they're looking for like a raven type, like a rasp.
Yeah, that's sort of a dealio.
Yeah, but they also have other inspirations on the casting call if you click the link below. Just when you're auditioning, again, make sure that you have everything as clean as you possibly can. Do your research and have the fun.
Have fun.
Have the
play
fun
around
with
with it.
her.
Like we have, we mentioned some of the directions that we're given, and I just want to, also remind everybody of our D. Bradley Baker story.
Yeah, have them make your own character.
Yeah, make it your own. Obviously, I don't think your chances are very high if you go in with
hello, my name is Mara. I like killing people.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't do me.
But my point is here, it's sort of an issue of mentality. If you go in with the mentality of I want to make sure that I, do exactly what the directors want, it's not going to be quite as helpful as I am gonna look at the direction that they've given. Yeah, exactly. Look at the direction that they've given and interpret it my own way and give my best version of it. Have fun, play with it, take your time. Don't feel like you need to submit today. Hop in the booth, play around with the voice. Yeah, play pretend. Again, go back to the playground when you were a kid, and you get to be this cool badass panther lady with a gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna come in and be
that.
like, "Hi, I'm Mara. I'm gonna kill people." Yeah.
Hey, that was my idea. All right, you can't steal my audition.
No, I'm doing it because I already got the natural voice, so it's my role now. Thank you.
Yeah, I did it first.
It's mine now. Sorry, I'm.
I want to be Mara.
No. Shooting people. Die, Cassidy. No, dude, don't kill me. Ah!
Well, you heard it here first, folks. We've already got our Mara cast.
Yeah, so you don't have to audition. Don't do it. It's already mine. Thank you.
The podcast is canceled. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh,
That's
man.
obviously a joke. Please audition. We want to see all the auditions.
Please audition.
We want you to join
Please
us so we can all have shenanigans together. Especially me.
Yes.
I'm going to pull. Okay, this is my personal note to whoever gets cast as Mara. I hope you see this. Whoever gets cast as Mara, be prepared because I'm going to be texting you about random stuff saying, hey, you want to do this video that does this random weird thing? And you got to be down for it because I like to ask people all the time.
Yes, I cannot get this girl out of my DMs. It is a little bit frightening sometimes.
I'm always like, hey, here's an audition, and also, can you do something for me? It's a give and take.
I'm kidding. I am just kidding. I love that like Sabrina is basically kind of my casting agent. Like she'll send me all these calls that I was not aware of, and
Hey, one of them I sent to you and you booked. So actually,
at least
two?
one, yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
And this is another fun little thing of the voice acting world. This is like one of my favorite things about it is like the community aspect. You know,
Yeah,
you make
everybody's
good
so nice.
friends. You know, and you
not
help each other out. You know, you send each other resources, send each other casting calls. You know, make friends, make connections.
I think we are going to wrap it up for the first episode of Two Voices and One Brain. That's what TVOB stands for. We are going to be doing
The secret finally comes out.
The secret finally comes out. I'm again so sorry that we deleted the first footage, but I'm excited going forward now that we have this recorded.
Yes, we have so many fun things planned.
Yeah, it'll be really, really good. And it'll get better over time. I do want to mention that as well. It'll only get more professional. We have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, so it'll just get better each episode, so please stay tuned for that. I do want to give a quick thank you to Hayden, our composer from Project Eden's Garden, Hayden Graves. Thank you specifically for helping with the background music for this first episode. Again, it will get finessed and perfected over time. And I do want to give a special shout out to Yan, who will be working on one of our CG artworks in the future. And Robbie, Robbo Writes, Robbie Good, our other composer on Project Eden's Garden, for something coming in the future that we will tease, because...
A little something special.
A little something as a thank you, because a lot of stuff went downhill real fast.
I just gotta shout out you real quick, Sabrina, because you were sort of the ringleader of this whole thing. Like you were the two of us sort of like had the idea, obviously, for the podcast that I think initially we sort of tossed around as a bit of a joke, but like at a certain point you were like, all right, screw it, I'm getting a team together. You know, I'm assembling the Avengers, and we're gonna do this thing.
Yeah.
And
which was
you've also put in,
actually
like,
really funny because we were literally in a voice call and talking about voice acting, and we said we should have been recording that. Wait, that's the podcast.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
the podcast.
Literally in the next 10 minutes, I had already assembled a small team of like three people, and they all said yes, thankfully. So I was like, yay, you guys are awesome. But yeah, so I feel you. We jumped on it. But thank you also for doing this, and also truly thank you for re-recording with me. I really appreciate it.
It is nothing but a good time for me, so don't you worry.
We got this. Going forward, it'll be great.
It'll be great.
Thank you guys for watching the first episode of Two Voices, One Brain. I would love if people, like, if anybody has any questions, they can 100% post it in the comments, and we will try and answer them in the next episode.
Yes.
I was thinking maybe we'll make like an email.
Or like directly in the comments, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly. Directly in the comments, just ask your questions. Or we can make an email specifically for Two Voices, One Brain that people can send in stuff to. Yeah, there's lots of options as we go forward.
There's so many. The sky's the limit here. We have so many fun things to do.
But thank you guys for watching Two Voices, One Brain, or listening to Two Voices, One Brain. We will see you guys in the next episode, whenever that may be. Goodbye.
Be there. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye. Oh, that, you know what? There was a blooper where you did the Markiplier bye-bye, and it made me so upset that we lost it. I was like,
Dang it.
that was the Markiplier bye-bye.
I can do it again. Bye-bye.
Yay! Bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye.
Did I tell you my computer's coming today?
No?
Yeah, it's
Somebody
supposed to be here
play
today anyway. Fortnite Battle Pass. I don't know. I don't know if you would have time for it today, but
Oh, not
at some
today,
point in the
but
future.
at some point when
Yeah.
you get it all set up.
I'll follow your lead.
5, 4, 3. I did the iCarly.
In 5, 4. I don't know why that's my like Freddy voice, but
Because it's generic teen voice, I guess.
it was a lot more high pitched though.
Well, yeah, he's Chuck E. Cheese now.
What?
We got this!
Yeah.
Yeah! Okay.
I was like dominating too much of this whole section. Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to let you talk. I like listening to you.
We should start a podcast.
We should start a podcast. I'm crashing out. Oh no.
You're good. You're good. Are you like sugar crashing? Are you coming down?
No, I think I'm just about to cry because I lost the first footage.
You're okay. Don't worry. We're doing great. This is going so well.
Yeah. Oh no. Ah, no. I'll
Don't
tack
worry,
this into
take
the
your time.
bloopers. You want to see me crying about how sad I am that I lost the other
No.
footage? I'm
Don't
crying
worry.
because it hurts, and laughing because it hurts.
We'll be like, all right,
Oh
we're
my
gonna
God,
make like,
plane, hold on.
I'm gonna take a thumbnail
Sorry.
picture of myself going like, oh, what's that? What happened?
Sorry, there was a giant plane again. I think there might be a fire somewhere. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Oh no. I don't
Continue.
think I
Sorry
heard
to
it,
cut you
so
off.
Hopefully it didn't show up. No, I was just on a bad bit there.
No, continue your bit. Your bits are never bad. Oh no.
Oh,
cut
well.
that. Never mind. That sounded bad.
Wait, no. Wait. That was funny. Oh man.
Not like that.
Oh man. Oh, it's Santa. I think it's Santa Claus. Yeah. Do you have that in your neighborhood where like Santa rides around on the fire truck?
No, because Santa rides a sleigh. What are you talking about?
You don't have that?
No, what
so
is
like
this?
they did this in New Jersey too. So like the fire department, the local fire department, like around Christmas will just like have a truck with like somebody dressed up as Santa, and they come out and like they kind of parade around the neighborhood and like throw out candy to kids.
Candy? Why
and
not
yeah,
toys?
Well, it's like candy canes and stuff. Well,
Oh, okay, that's
I think they got enough toys for the whole neighborhood. So
Hey, they could throw out teddy bears. I don't know.
I think the going rate on candy canes is a little cheaper than teddy bears overall.
But I didn't know that they did that. That's weird. Not weird in a bad way, just like interesting.
It's funny to me that like you say that that's something you've never seen, because I also thought it was a bit strange initially when I lived in New Jersey, but like they do it here in Maryland too.
Well, again,
So-
I live in Los Angeles, which is the land of bougie people, so
Yeah.
we get parades with like full floats.
Yeah, you get Santa showing up to your house giving you a brand new iPhone. So.
Pretty much. Our Santa Claus is automated. He's a robot.
The AI automated Santa Claus. It looks like you need some help buying your new iPhone 17.
Try
Oh my
Amazon
God.
today.
Oh, they're doing a loop. Oh my God.
Hey. Let Santa have his moment.
Let Santa have. Santa never gets to have any fun.
Yeah, he's always too busy.
Nobody's
with
ever
Mrs.
thinking about
Claus.
what Santa gets to do on Christmas. All right, who's
Yeah.
bringing Santa's presents?
Because he brings the presents around during Christmas Eve, or well, yeah, technically Christmas Eve night into Christmas morning. So what does he do after? He's got to ride around, huh? In a fire
To be
truck?
fair, though, this guy works one day out of 365 days of the year. He gets a lot of vacation time.
Yeah, that's true. He has like a whole sweatshop of elves. That sounded
We're
bad as soon as
exposing
I started
Santa
saying
Claus
it.
today on the first episode of Two Voices, One Brand.
He puts those elves into hard labor. That's so funny and so bad at the same time.
Oh, my goodness. It's awful. This human
We love
rights
you, Santa,
violations.
please.
Elf rights violations. I mean, you want to keep that in the
I mean, we can. I
final
was gonna
episode,
put
or
it
you
in the
wanna get into
bloopers.
blooper? Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say, let's keep that in the bloopers.
They're still going around. They're
Yeah.
doing another loop.
I guess.
Santa's having a joyride today.
Oh my God, who let
Go
Santa
Santa!
out of the
Go
house?
Santa! Go Santa! Hey!
All right, I think they are leaving.
Bye, Santa.
Bye,
See
Santa.
you next year.
Bye, Santa.
Hope
See
you
next
find your
year.
dad.
Santa's actually just been looking for his dad the whole time.
That's
what
why
he
every
goes to
year he
everybody's
goes
houses
around.
for. Yeah. That's a sketch right there.
Yeah.
That's the sketch.
He's like,
Santa
oh,
looking for his dad.
I'm here to give you gifts, and then that
Where's
was
my
just like a
dad?
cover
Where's
story.
my dad? It was all it covers. It's just to have an excuse to go into people's homes and like check for his dad.